the signal going over to OneStream because we're actually broadcasting via OneStream today, and I can see the signal in OneStream, so that means that I can go live on Amazon, and hopefully it will go through first time. So thank you for bearing with me as we actually set everything up. And we've got a few seconds left, and then I'll take this card off screen and you'll come to me. Okay, so here I am, and I can now go live on Amazon, and hopefully you can hear me, and in a second you should just let me find the right place. This is not a good start. Just a minute. Okay, we should be changing signals, and hopefully you can actually see me on screen. Yes, you can. Okay, so 3 cheers for Amazon Live, and back to me. Okay, right. Okay, let's get started. Let's get the show underway. We are live on Amazon. Thank you for watching. It's always difficult to start with a show, getting things set up exactly as you want them to be. And today I'm actually going to go out to the live to the website as well as Amazon. So bear with me as I get things up to speed. Right, okay, because we've got a few topics today. Obviously the main topic, and Chris is saying hello. Chris has found me on Amazon. Thank you, Chris. Good to know. Chris and I were just on another show on Restream. It's a busy day today. It's today potentially with 3 broadcasts today, but somebody forgot this morning's broadcast and it wasn't me, and I'm not going to name names, but as you know, I do 6 broadcasts a week on Facebook and 4 on Amazon. This is my Wednesday show at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. in the UK, 8 p.m. in Belgium, and this is all about country walking. I just put that down for a moment because I'm going to go off on a story. Right, okay. I totally enjoy country walking. We're very fortunate to live in Wiltshire, and we're close to Stonehenge, we're close to Avebury, we're close to Salisbury Cathedral. And that means because we're members of the National Trust, we can go to Avebury, we can go to Stonehenge anytime. But for the first time ever, we went to a place called Mottisfont, which you've probably never heard of. There's no reason you should hear of Mottisfont. It is about, well, it should be an hour's drive away from us. But it took 90 minutes because we were using Google Maps to actually direct us through the country lanes, because it is definitely in the middle of nowhere, is Mottisfont. It's down several country lanes, and we got lost. Sat-nav got lost, we got lost, and instead of taking 60 minutes to get there, it took 90 minutes. We finally arrived, and we went through the entry procedure. It is now, everybody's got to be checked before they go in, and you've still got to get tickets before you can go. Particularly at this site. It's not true of all National Trust properties, but we're out and about, we're country walking. We've gone to Mottisfont to actually walk through the country park, because it's a manor house and it's a country park as well, and it's also gardens, the most amazing gardens full of flowers, and that's what we've gone to see. We've gone for a walk, we've gone for a country walk, and we set off, and there's a beautiful stream running through the woods, and it's clear as a belly of the water. You can actually see the bottom of the stream, and we walk through the trees, and then we went to the font itself. Mottisfont is named after a font, and that people used to meet at the font. This is basically back in the 1100s, people came to the font to hold gatherings. Okay, so it was a place where everybody could get together, and the meat got transmogrified into moot or mott. more precise. So Mottis Font is the name of the place. It has a font, and the font is got a guardrail around it. And I'll show you photographs next week. It's got a guardrail around it, and then the stream starts to flow, and it's guided through the woods, and it's just bliss, peaceful. And even though the car park had over 300 cars in it, there was still plenty of room to walk around and just enjoy the scenery. But also you had the manor house. Now the manor house started off as an abbey, and basically Henry VIII again dissolved monasteries and convents, and it fell into disrepair. But in the 1930s, it was purchased and restored. Now you can go around the house as we did, and you can see exactly how things were built. The actual original priory is under the ruin, is under the floor of the manor house, as it were. And you go from the manor house and you go for a walk up to the walled gardens. Now, the walled gardens, first section is vegetables, including particularly marrows and melons. And then you go to the next garden, which is roses. Now, what they've been able to do over the years, because remember they started in the 1930s, is they've been able to collect trailing roses and put these up against the wall. So just to let you know what I'm talking about, just let me go down to my menu in a minute. But Mottis Font is famed for its roses, it's famed for its gardens, and it's just the most blissful place to actually walk around, if not too easy to find. That's probably why, because nobody can find it. Okay, now, as you know, what happens next is that after we've had a good look round and we had lunch, I get to go off and take my mobile camera and my home gimbal and to walk around the gardens. So I did. I set everything up. I took the phone and I took this. This is a beautiful case in which, if I unzip it the right way, this is a beautiful case in which the gimbal sits. Now this is, put it back there, this is a gimbal. Basically, it's point and shoot. Your mobile phone fits in there, yeah, and that moves to accommodate different sizes of mobile phones. You put your mobile phone in there, you attach your earphones from your pouch, okay, plug those into the bottom of the phone, and then you press one button on the gimbal and it starts, and that goes up there, and it's just magical because then you can just walk with the gimbal, and rather than dropping the phone is safe in there. It's in a clamp, it's not going to escape, so you can walk around the gardens actually taking images, making a video. So I do the country walking and I go around with my gimbal. Yeah, I love the word gimbal. I go around with the gimbal. So I got everything set up. I got the phone safely in the gimbal, and you've just seen the gimbal still in one piece. I plugged in my lapel microphone. I clipped it to myself, yeah, and said goodbye to Angelica and set off. And I walked up the drive. I turned right into the walled gardens. And I was filming all the way. There's a trellised entrance that you walk through, and then you into the garden with the marrows and the vegetables. I walked around there, gave you a guided tour around there, and then I walked into the next section, which was the rose garden with the trailing roses from all around the world, and lawned areas you can actually walk on. You can look at the plants, and Angelica took some great photos earlier in the day. I went right through to the end of the wall gardens, and talking about the flowers. Now, I don't know one flower from another, but fortunately, every single flower has got a little identifying tag on it. So I was able to say, well, that's a rows. Yeah, because difficult to actually tell one rose from another unless you're actually told, and then you can go off to your book of roses and check it out. So I then came out of the wall garden, and then I walked through the forest. Yeah, beautiful forest, trees that have been there for hundreds of years. The girth of some of the trees was astounding. And I'm filming all the way. And Angelica sat on the bench, and I filmed Angelica as well, because I always do every film I do. And then I got to the font, and I filmed all around the font, and I filmed the river flowing away from the font. Now press stop. And I walked out to the bench, put my gimbal and mobile phone down, and just unpacking it when Angelica said the immortal words, "I didn't see you go live." And you think, I've just walked around for 20 minutes filming something and it's not gone live. Because when I do this, I go live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch on my website. Okay, and I should have been live that Friday. And by being live, I'd get a recording. I didn't go live, so there's no recording. The camera did not record. It wasn't set to record. It was set to broadcast. Okay, so I took my mobile phone out of the gimbal, put it back in its case safely, put the gimbal away in its box, and said some words which I'm not going to repeat now, but I didn't even say them out loud. I just sort of thought them. So that's the long way around of actually saying I was going to show you a video this week of Mottisfont, which is in Hampshire, I think, but I can't because there is no video. So that's basically what actually happened, but we still have a situation where I can talk about the gimbal. The Hohem gimbal, which you see down, is that one, and that's the one I use on all my travels. And in addition to that, as an alternative, when I was looking at gimbals, I looked at the DJI, and I joined the Facebook groups. There's a Facebook group for Hohem, there's a Facebook group for DJI, and 3 years ago I actually got a Zion gimbal instead of the DJI, and that was a heavy thing. This is so light to carry. The Hohem gimbal is so light to carry. But as a comparison, I'm giving you the Hohem gimbal in the list below. And in addition to a gimbal, what you actually need, as I said, is, and I've featured it in the carousel now, is you need a lapel microphone. If you're filming and you're in a built-up area, then you've got the noise of the traffic going by and everything like that. If you're filming at a country house, then you've still got the noise of people going by, and you've got the odd noises of trucks driving up and down, buses driving up and down. If you wear this is my lapel microphone, and my question is, because you can see that it is all tangled up, how do these lapel microphones get so tangled? Okay, so this is the microphone, and the microphone simply attaches via an alligator clip to your clothing. So I just tag it onto my t-shirt, job done. The other end, as I explained earlier, goes in to your phone. Okay, let's just get to grips with this. Okay, so you've got a microphone and you've got the plug that goes into your phone. That's it. Okay, it's a bit disconcerting because I'm seeing myself back to front. Okay, first time I've noticed that. That's actually my left hand. This is my right hand, and yes, okay, there you go. Never mind. The basic thing though is that you do need the lapel microphone, and the one in the carousel at the moment is the one that I'm showing you here. I'll put that down. But if you rely on the sound from your mobile phone, then you're going to pick up background noises. Now, if you plug in a lapel microphone, and the price of the one today is $35.45, and it was $50, so it's 29% off today is the microphone that's actually in the carousel at the moment as a featured item. Down below this video on the left hand side you'll see the featured item. Above that you'll see the follow button, okay, or near there you'll see the follow button. If you enjoy my broadcast, please follow me, and also if you can lip read, please unmute, okay, because then you can hear my English accent, because if you don't unmute you can't hear me, yeah, and you don't know I've got an English accent, you don't even know I'm English unless you actually listen to me talking. We've got, as you in the States have got many regional accents, we've got many regional accents in the UK too, and you can tell if somebody's from London or Aberdeen or Manchester. I hail from Burnley, which is 20 miles north of Manchester, but I was brought up for a couple of years in Cumberland, in Cumbria, so my accent is a cross between a Cumbrian accent and a Lancashire accent, in case you want to know. But if you're not unmuted, you won't be hearing that, will you? Okay, so hopefully you will unmute. So you do need a lapel microphone to make, because if you use the lapel microphone, if you've got background noises, you will still be heard. Yeah, that's why it's important. Now I've given you a choice of two microphones. The first one was $50. The second one is again was $40. So you've got two microphones there which are both on special offer at the moment, and do take a look. If you see anything in the carousel that's interesting to you, just click it and all will be good. Okay, now I'm going to look at a couple of videos, because as I say, I do go out and about. I went out last Friday specifically to shoot a video for today's Amazon Live, because I enjoy being on Amazon Live. I enjoy doing this so much you wouldn't believe. So I'm going to show you a clip from a previous video, and just let me find it. I just need to scroll over here, and this is a video. This is actually from, I'm going to take myself off solo. Now I should say this you don't need to see that. I'm just celebrating being on Amazon Live. Let's hide that. Okay, so you just got me in the video now. This video was shot in July when the gardens were in full bloom. So we're about to take a look round, short look round, the Quartz Garden, which is in Wiltshire in England. Wiltshire in England is 120 miles from London. It's the home of Stonehenge, Avebury and Salisbury, and it's also the home of the Quartz Garden. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my iPad down. Okay, we'll talk about the iPad in a moment. And we're going to go around the Quartz Garden. And you'll see this is shot with this gimbal, using my Samsung phone, using my lapel microphone. That's all I had. And I'm actually transmitting from here. This was done live. It was transmitted to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and to my website. But you can now watch the recording. So I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to put the video full screen, and I'm going to switch my microphone off so you do not hear any echo. And let's go for it.
And them, I'm actually going to show you the gardens, which are immaculate. Lawns, the flowers off to the side, and people enjoying a day out in the sun. When we set off it was raining, so to be here now enjoying the garden. And that's Angelica over there on the other side, keeping away from what I'm doing. There's a pan round and just walk down the length of the garden, and It's just great to be out and about. I mean, we're 2 weeks away from being totally released. Excuse me, sorry. But these gardens are just totally, thank you, totally amazing. And this is just a short tour of the gardens as we see Angelica again. Hello. Okay, in here, I'm going to go in here, is a statue. I wish I could actually, because you never know what you're going to find. Is a statue. And there's no inscription, well, there is an inscription on it, but it's rather faded. So there you have, in the Quartz Garden, a little area which has been set aside. Of course, this was once, incredibly, this area and that house over there were part of an industrial estate, and there was a factory here, and the factory was closed and went into disrepair, and the property was then turned into a house with a magnificent garden, and we can see the bamboo here. And if I go through here, again, this is a mystery tour. I know where I'm going, but you don't. So hopefully through the bamboo and along the path, the steps, and then I'm going to turn around, give people their freedom. Try not to photograph people, we're actually looking at things, but this is just the most amazing garden. Okay, just a note, little advertisement. Marco Nova and I will be live on Amazon Live on Monday.
Marco and I were live on Amazon Live. I'm just going to hide that and come back to me. That was the Quartz Garden, which is in Wiltshire in England. It was in full bloom. Now, whenever I show you a snippet of a video, I'm only showing you 2-3 minutes of it. In general, the videos that I do are about 20 to 25 minutes long, and they're all on YouTube. If you search for me, okay, I'll put this on, hopefully. If you search for Stephen Healy on YouTube, you'll find the full-length videos. So you can watch. There are about 14 different videos now, and you can actually watch them at your, well, whenever you like, really, as often as you like. Okay, so I've got a YouTube channel, and the videos are actually on there, and you can see them all. I've got a couple more videos to show during this program. I'll show you a couple of minutes of it, and then again, the video is on YouTube. Now, as I say, when I shoot these videos, I actually go live to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And towards the end of the show, I'll show you how I'm actually doing that. Okay, but for the moment, I want to answer Chris's question. And Chris asked, and I'm just going to pick up my iPad, do excuse me. And Chris asked, for an iPhone, I think you need also a lightning connection for the lavalier mic. That's possibly true. I don't have an iPhone, Chris, so I can't attest to that. But that's a good note for everybody who's actually watching live. Chris has just said that you need an additional connection if you're actually using an iPhone. My phone is Android, so I wasn't aware. But thank you, Chris, for that and for helping. And I'm just going to check that, if there are any comments. And I've got comments. So Chris was saying, hello, Stephen. And okay, I think if I take my name off, okay, and there's the comment showing on screen now. For an iPhone, I think you need a lightning connection for the lavalier microphones. Okay, so thank you, Chris, for posting it on Amazon and in my studio. I'm actually going out live today on Amazon Live, which is where my focus is, and thank you for watching Amazon Live. If you're watching on LinkedIn, thank you. If you're watching on Facebook, thank you. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Okay, we can now multicast, which brings a whole new opportunity to actually reach a wider audience. But my focus with these shows is on Amazon Live, because when I post on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, I always post the Amazon link. So if you are watching any of those sites and you're wondering why is he talking about a carousel, it's because the carousel is actually on Amazon. And if you're watching on Amazon, then you can actually see the carousel. And if you find anything of interest. Now, one of the things that Chris and I use, especially when we're out walking, running, jogging, or cycling, just a minute, I've got something tangled up. I had the I had the knotted wire earlier, and now I've got the headphones. I put them somewhere safe. These are my Aftershocks headphones, and they're down in the carousel at the moment. And Chris has also got some Aftershocks. If you scroll along carousel, you'll see Chris's Aftershocks in there too. Aftershocks are absolutely brilliant, and hopefully, if things are working correctly, this is live video, and I do know that occasionally things are going to go wrong. So I'm going to tell you about Aftershocks, but rather than trying to remember what I've got to say, I'm going to bring a video up on screen. This is a video I made about Aftershocks. I'm going to turn off my microphone. So this is my view of why Aftershocks are just quite possibly the best ones, best headphones. Trex titanium headphones are lightweight and very, very effective because they go over, they're open ear, they go over the ear, and that means that once you're wearing them, you can hear what's going on. If you've got somebody to the side of you, behind you, you can actually hear what's going on. You can hear the traffic, you can hear all the noises around you, but you can concentrate on the music or the podcast that you're actually playing. Now, they last 6 hours on a 1.5 hour battery charge. You can make and receive phone calls. They are practical. They're coated, so they are rainproof and sweatproof. I use them daily, and they're just good sound and quite probably the best headphones that I've actually tried, because I've tried many over the years, wired. These are Bluetooth, but wired, unwired, and these are the best that I've actually found because they are so simple, easily rechargeable. They pair on Bluetooth, simple and straightforward. Making phone calls is straightforward. You can voice dial. Receiving calls you can do with one button. So if you're looking for a pair of headphones and you do go out and about and you go walking, jogging, running or cycling, then these are the headphones that you should actually consider because they are so well crafted and practical and good quality. Thank you for listening. Now, I've got to be honest here, that's the first infomercial I have ever made, and it was fun doing it. That was probably about take 5, I think, and hopefully, because the thing about doing it that way is that you can rehearse beforehand, and then you can go and do the shoot, and you can edit the video as well, and you don't miss anything out. So thank you for watching my first ever infomercial. Look out for more infomercials on the products that are actually in my carousel, because the majority of products in my carousel I do actually have, and I can attest to the effect because I wear them now. I mean, that wasn't just the advert. I can put the headphones on now. They're bone conduction, so they don't go inside your ear, they don't go over the ear, they don't interrupt your normal hearing. You can hear everything that's going on around you. You can hear people behind you, people in front of you. You can hear the traffic. It's important if you're a cyclist or a runner or a jogger, or as I am, a walker, then these are brilliant headphones to actually have. And that's just my personal opinion. And I can, in a live video, I can be effusive and I can use superlatives. In a recorded video like that infomercial, you've got to try and stick to facts, but I couldn't. But basically, I said they were the best I've used, and they are the best I've used. As simple as that. Okay, so just going back to carousel for a moment again, I just want to pick out a couple of things. I know it's Country Walking is the top walking magazine in the UK. If you are into walking, and I am, then Country Magazine, we read it every month, Angelica and I, and it has maps in there and it will take you on a journey. And also English country houses in the carousel at the moment, highlighted. That basically will give you beautiful full colour photographs of the country houses around the UK. And okay, one of the things that we take with us when we're actually going out and about is a rucksack. And I've got a couple of rucksacks. I mean, it's basically we're Under Armour people, and our rucksacks are Under Armour. But I put an alternative in the carousel along with the Under Armour, and if you scroll along, you'll actually see it. Now, a moment ago, I just want to hide that. A moment ago, I showed you. Oh, it's gone black. That's better. I showed you the Quartz Garden. Okay. Now that was beautiful sunshiny day. It seems it's been darn cold today, and it's only about 16 degrees or low 60s at the moment. Although we are promised 70s next week, and we'll be able to go out and about then. But before I came on here, I was wearing a sweater, pullover, jumper, whatever you want to call it. Such is summer. Okay. But we are promised some warmer weather in the UK later in the week. And I know my friend in Arizona, Harper, he was thankful for the rain, but we have seen too much rain. Now, to my point, when you're shooting video with your phone, it could be an Android phone or it can be an iPhone. Okay. When you're shooting video with your phone, the camera on your phone these days, if your camera is less than 3 years old, it is high resolution and capable of taking some amazing pictures. And when you're shooting the video, what your camera is actually doing is taking a series of photographs and stitching them together. So let me introduce you to something which you may find useful if you do go out and you video things, because I can put the videos up on YouTube as I have done. All my videos on YouTube, you can go and see them. But what I want to do is I want to create a photo album from my video. I'll show you an example. Okay, I'm going to bring an example up on screen. And if I find it, okay, to the right of me now, I'm going to hide that. And I'm going to go picture in picture, because that's when we get the best view. Okay, 2 weeks ago, we went out to Lake Okbe, which is the home of photography. First ever photograph was taken there. And whilst there, I did my 20-minute shoot. I walked all around the grounds and it did record. If you heard my Mortis Font story earlier, you'll understand why recording is important. But I was able to take that video and turn it into images, to screenshots. And let's just have a look through. Now, these are in random order. So this is where I started off from. I was sat on a bench and I just click record on my phone or click transmit on my phone and I set off. And I then went walking around the garden. Now that is the entrance to Laycock Abbey. It's also the place where they house the photographic exhibition. Henry Fox Talbot took the first ever photograph. That's not first ever photograph today, that's first ever photograph ever. Yeah. And he lived at Laycock Abbey. In his memory, the museum has cameras from the 17, 18, and 1900s. Yeah, all within that museum. So let's carry on our journey around Laycock. I'm not sure now. The thing is, when you're filming, you don't actually notice that you've cropped something. Can you guess what's actually on top of this? Probably not. Oh, by the way, I'm going to show you how to do all this in a minute. So how to take a video and turn it into images is what I'm coming to. But first, let's look at a few of the images from Laycock. And there are the stable yards. And getting closer, we're inside the stable yard now. Now, to me, that looks very French. I don't know what you think, but that, I mean, that was done in the 17th century, and I think that is influenced by French architecture at the very least. The next photograph, still in the stable yard. Okay, and in those days, properties were built to last. Okay, this is Laycock Abbey. This is the entrance to Laycock Abbey. And you go up the stairs on the left, you go into the house, you go around the house, and then you come out in a different place. Right, okay, this is, it just looks like a meadow, doesn't it? But what you have is a wall around the property, okay? And this wall goes all the way around the property. In front of that, you've got a ditch, and then behind that, you've got a mound. Okay, sorry for doing the hand actions, but I'm trying to describe it, but you can see it. This is known, I just want to type this in because you won't believe me. You won't believe me, so I'm going to type it in so you can actually see it. Just a minute. And you can Google this afterwards if you want. This is called an aha. This arrangement of wall, ditch, and mound is called an aha. Don't ask me why. I haven't got a clue. I just know that it is. And it just seems a very strange word to actually describe this sort of thing. But you can Google it. And you probably, after you've got through all the laughter section, you'll then get up to the aha section. Okay, carrying on our photographic tour. This is the most beautiful photograph. Well, apart from the fact that the top left's missing. This is Laycock Abbey. And I'm just going to try and find its name. Oh, it's not in my list. Hang on a minute. We are live, so we can do anything. I'm just going to type in. Just give me a second. Okay. This is Laycock Abbey. That's how it's spelled. Okay. Now, Laycock Abbey, the ground floor was built in the 1300s. The abbey itself opened in 1332, and it was a nunnery. And the first novates, who are nuns in training, were taken in 1332. Now, 1332 through to the reign of Henry VIII. Henry VIII dissolved the monasteries and he dissolved the convents. So the nuns who lived here and who trained here had to leave, and they went to sister houses. And the King of England, Henry VIII, gave the property to one of his earls. And the earl passed it down through his family until eventually, in the 1700s, this property was bought by Henry Fox Talbot, the gentleman who made the first photograph. And he added the second story to it. Now, as you can see, every window has curtaining against it to protect the contents on the inside. Now, if you come to Lake Okbe, you can actually tour the inside, going up the steps we saw earlier, and you can go for a walk around the abbey. Okay, so we're on one of our country walks. That's another shot of the abbey, and getting more of it on this time. And another shot of the abbey. I just want to fast forward. If I could fast forward, I would. So I'm just going to go through these photographs. Right, okay. Now we've gone around the corner of the abbey, and hopefully in a minute, this is the cloisters. Now the cloisters is a rectangle inside the abbey. This is a place for contemplation, and it takes your breath away. It really does. And we've gone to the next photograph in the sequence. There we are. That's a magnificent photo, Lake Okbe. Now this photograph and all the photographs you've seen so far were taken from a video. Okay, so I can come back to the photos in a minute, but what I'm going to do is, because I can, is I'm going to screen share. Okay, and I'm going to screen share, not that one. Okay, I'm going to screen share an application. Okay, and I'm going to find the application. Just bear with me a minute. And then I am going to go over here, go off solo, hide the image, and go picture in picture. This is a program called Free Video to JPEG Converter. Now, free is not strictly true, but very well priced is all I can say. If you search for free video to JPG converter, that's the piece of software. Okay, this is going to take a video and it's going to turn it into images, which you can then share on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you like. So you've shot a beautiful video. Nobody's going to, right. You can post these images anyway. I got most of my profile photos on Facebook come from images from videos. You can do exactly the same. So if you go to I'll put a link in afterwards, but let's just go with this. What I'm going to do is I've added the file. I said I want I want 200 images in total. Now I could do it every 10 frames, every 20 seconds, or I just want 200 images from that video. Now this is a video that was shot where we toured Portsmouth dockyards, and I've got some amazing pictures on that video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the button on the software, because I can see the software, and I'm going to say convert. And what you can see now, what I can see now is that is actually processing. So what's happening at the moment is this desktop software is taking the video, and it's going to take 200 images from the video, and I'm going to show you a couple of them just to show you that it works. But this is you've got your country walk, you've gone and shot your video, you want to show people photographs. Okay, from the video you're going to get 200 photographs, and that's basically, this is repurposing at its best. You've already created the video. This is being done by the software, and it makes it a lot easier. Whilst that's working, I've had 2 mishaps whilst out country walking with a mobile phone, and don't mind talking about them now. If you'd asked me on the day, you'd probably got a different answer. And just going back to headphones for a moment, Chris is saying aftershocks have a brilliant quality. My favorite to listen to podcasts when working or training in my job. Thank you, Chris. Okay, and thank you to everybody who's watching me live on Amazon. I always have a blast when I'm on Amazon, and I do appreciate your watching. If you are enjoying this broadcast, hopefully you are, then just click the follow button at the bottom under the video, and you'll be notified of any future broadcasts that I have. That's all. I don't get to know who you are. You're anonymous. Okay, unless you comment on my video, I do not know who you are. Amazon doesn't tell me who you are, but you can follow just by pressing the button underneath the video and you'll get notified. I go live 4 days a week. Monday is Lights, Camera, Action, which is all about what I do for a living, which is going live on live video. Tuesday is now about castles and country parks. So castles as in England, country park as in Yosemite. Yeah, that's my Tuesday show. And we're actually touring the USA and the UK in the same broadcast. I'm learning about the USA and hopefully I'm helping you to discover England. And that's the sort of win-win situation. I learn from you, you learn from me. So that's Tuesdays. Wednesdays is the show you're watching now, which is Country Walks with Stephen, but it's not just any country walks. It's the country walks that Angelica and I take at weekends where I'm actually broadcasting live from my mobile phone and I bring the recording with me and play it in the broadcast, apart from this week when it didn't record, which is unfortunate. Okay, but I was going to talk about my mishap. I got distracted there. Did you ever distract yourself? I find it happens. Right, okay. So with software in the background is creating 200 prints for us, 200 images. But now I want to talk about what can go wrong when you're actually out filming. So you're at home, you've charged your iPhone or your Android phone, and you go out and you've got my walk on, tracking your steps, and you're walking away, and then you start to do a video, and then all of a sudden you realize, no, you've not charged your phone. The phone charge is going down. Now, when I was in Portsmouth with Angelica, we'd walk past HMS Warrior, the first ironclad ship. We'd walk past HMS Victory, which took part in the Battle of Trafalgar. We'd walk past, we're just about to get to the Murray Rose, which sunk. It was Henry VIII's flagship. It sunk and it was raised and it's now being restored in Portsmouth. And my battery went on my phone. And when your battery goes, you stop broadcasting, which is not good. Which is why in the carousel down below me, now you will find a portable charger. Now, a portable charger is a godsend because basically, if before your phone goes, you can just plug it in. Excuse me a moment. That's my phone, my charger. Just to show you. Hopefully, I'll get it without knocking anything over. This. I'm trying to bring this on screen. This is the charger, and if it's in your backpack, then you can just take it out of your backpack, plug your phone in, you can carry on recording or broadcasting. So that's why, from bitter experience, the portable chargers in there, there are two of them, both from Anker. And the next thing I want to go on to is basically when you're out and about walking, it's nice if there aren't benches to sit on everywhere. They don't provide them everywhere, which is fair, especially in the middle of a national park or a country park in the UK. They do not provide seating. So take your seating with you. And we always, when we go out walking, and Gregor and I, we always have in my backpack. Why is it my backpack? In my backpack, we've got folding chairs and I carry those around. And Angelica's carrying things too. It's just that I'm actually carrying the chairs. Just going through the carousel for a moment as we go. We're still waiting for the processing to be over, and then I'll show. Down in the carousel now are the Aftershocks headphones that Chris has. And sorry, Chris, those headphones are 19% off today. But the thing is that once you bought something and had use of it, then you had the benefit. Which is the way I look at this. And there's my Under Armour backpack. Just take a look, see, and some new items in today, I think. Yes, Now, I know if you're listening to me and you got me unmuted, then you can tell straight away that I am actually English. So what's an English guy doing with guides to the national parks in his carousel? Well, basically, the show on Tuesdays that I do, which is touring England and the USA with Stephen, I needed to know more. I don't know it. My geography of the USA is sort of there. So is my geography UK. My UK geography knowledge is a lot better, but I know the famous national parks in the USA. I know Yosemite, I know national parks because we've been fed a diet of American series and we've watched CSI and NCIS and well, I've been watching since Kojak. So we're grateful and brilliant series, all of them. I'm waiting for the next series of NCIS at the moment. I'm wondering what Mark Harmon is actually going to do. We'll know soon. We'll know soon. But that's why I thought you might be of interest to everybody as well, is I put in 2 books about parks in the USA, and I'll be buying one of those. I'll tell you which one next week. Okay, so thank you for watching live on Amazon. You're really making my day. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring back on screen. Okay, remember what we're talking about, and we're talking about the software. And I just want to check something. Okay. Okay, so I'm just opening a directory. And okay, now if this works, it'll be good. Remember, taking you back, this is the free video to JPG converter. It's not free, but that's the brand name they've chosen. There are a series of tools which they provide, one of which splits an MP4 down to an MP3. But this is the tool that takes a video that you've shot on your mobile camera while you're out and about walking, and it converts it to images. Now, we took the video that I did of the victory live on the show earlier. We actually said, convert this into images. So I'm going to go over to my image sharing. I'm going to upload some images. Let's see if this works, shall we? So I need to go to Drive C. No, I don't. I need to go to Pictures. I need to go to Free Images. I need to go, no, not that one. I need to go to HMS Victory. And I'm just going to scrolling down. Okay, I'm just waiting for the thumbnails to come through. Okay, and I'm going to take from there. That one, that one, that one, that one, and just one more random, that one. Okay, and I'm going to bring them into my studio. So hopefully those images are this very second actually coming into my studio. They're uploading, and when they're uploaded, I have to say my fingers and toes are crossed at this point, because when you do a live demonstration, anything can happen. We know in live video, anything can go wrong. So hopefully this will go right. It's a program I use on every video I shoot at the weekend. I'm going to bring it up on screen. Okay. Now there is a story behind this, but I should now be able to show you images taken from a video. Now, a word of explanation, I'm going to take myself off full screen. I'm going to go picture in picture. Well, no, I can't do that. I need to hide that first. I'm going to go picture in picture. And there you have it. This still photo. It's taken from a video, which is right. Okay. This video was actually turned into talk about repurposing. This video was actually repurposed as a snippet. So this is a snippet of a video, topped and tailed with the title and the location. And basically, we now have a series of images which have come from a video. So using the software, which I'll show you again in a moment, you can turn those videos into images. And I'll do that again next week, but there you are. Whew. It actually worked. So you've seen HMS Victory in Portsmouth. Actually, we were walking through the dockyards, and you don't expect it. It suddenly leaps out in front of you. The full video about HMS Victory is on YouTube, and if you search for me, yeah, you'll find HMS Victory in Portsmouth, and you can see the full video, the visit to the dockyards. Okay, now I shoot quite a bit of video, as you probably gathered, by going country walking every week. And I'm going to take my name off. And I'm going to show you a second video today of our travels and walking around. So just give me a second. We'll get there. We've done the Quartz Garden. If you didn't see that, you can go back to earlier. And I'm just trying to find another video. Forgive me for a moment. I'll be with you shortly. I've got lots of images. Okay. And I've now found a video. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to bring the video up on screen. Wait a minute. I didn't mean to do that. That's not quite how it was supposed to go. Just a minute. Okay. This is how it's supposed to go. Right. The reason I record videos while I'm out country walking is, one, for my own memories. Okay. So once you've been out and visited somewhere, especially somewhere quite a way away from where you live, the video serves as a personal memory. So it's a memory for Angelica and I who can replay videos and remember the day out. The second reason, and this is why you need a gimbal. Okay, now you find a gimbal in the carousel. Just give me a second. You'll find a gimbal in the carousel. I'm going to go like this for a second. Just excuse me. You'll find a gimbal in the carousel. If you're going to show videos to somebody else, then you need them to be of quality. That's why you've got the gimbal. Rather than holding the camera in your hand and the camera shaking, or you're concentrating on the camera rather than videoing, with a gimbal, you can just walk with the gimbal. That's it. The camera's safe, and it's more than anything, the video is stable. It's the gimbal that goes up and down as you go up and down, not the video you're shooting. That's the second purpose of a gimbal. One is, well, right, okay. So if you're going to put the videos on YouTube afterwards, and you should, if they're for public viewing, then you do need a gimbal. You do need a lapel microphone when you go and shoot the video. Okay, now that's what I was using. I was using the Hoem gimbal. And I'm just going to scroll across back to the beginning of my carousel, which is where the story begins. And what a light! I've got light in the carousel today. Please do feel free to actually scroll it and find out something I missed. I've only mentioned about 7 items. There are actually 40 there. But back to my story. So if you're going to put it on YouTube, you need to have a professional video, professional-ish. Not totally professional, because we're not videographers. We are normal citizens going about on our travels. And the third reason is that you're actually recording history. When you take a video on a day out, and you show it to the world, it's capturing a moment in time. It's how the place was on the day you visited it. And this is important because in 10 years' time, somebody will see your YouTube video and say, it's not like that now. It's changed. You're actually recording as it was on the day that you filmed, which is why you should think about, I can only suggest thinking about, go out this weekend with your mobile camera and just record a video. Okay. By way of introduction, no, you don't need to be anywhere special to shoot the video. This is near to me. It's nowhere special. But the thing about, I'll talk about it afterwards. Let's see the video. I'm going to stop rabbiting. I'm going to put the video full screen. Okay. I'm going to turn my microphone off. Okay. We're starting off. This is now residential flats. That's what you're looking at. That's a car park in front of it. Microphone off, video.
Beautifully coming up behind me, so I'm going to stay on this side for a moment. But there is that recently reconstructed, it's more than a shed, isn't it? Building is where the woodsman actually plies his trade from, and he makes all the fences that you will see around as we're actually walking. Right, and I can look back up and just look at that beautiful shot, especially with the sun shining. It'd be a lot different if it was raining. Let's hope it doesn't. Okay, so back onto the main path. Minding our step. So this is where I mean, obviously the thing about having a wood is that you're going to get trees which are in need of actually cutting down. So all the timber from the trees is brought here. Right, you can see our gentleman is walking off to the right. But I just want to go up to this fence here, because you never know what you're going to find when you're out and about. Now, in the past couple of years, people have set aside parts of their garden to be a wild garden, and that means that you basically let everything grow wild. So if you get seeds blown in, you'll actually let them prosper. You won't cut down what we would call weeds. So, but this was set aside many years ago, and this is just allowed to go wild. So you've got so many species of flowers in here. I don't think there is a placard telling us what type of plants are in here, but it is kept as a haven, and that obviously said something at some point. It's kept as a haven for bees and other flying insects, and even ground-bound insects, to actually explore and feed. So this is a precursor of letting your garden go wild. You used to have a space set aside in the wood for plants to grow. Okay, now incredibly, we're only about a mile outside Devizes, and yet it is so peaceful and tranquil. And let's just go walk along here, principally because we can. So we're in Devizes in Wiltshire in England, and you can see here there is a stile, and that means that we're leaving, would be leaving this part of the wood and entering another part of the wood, and over there you can see the houses through the trees. Now there are several woods like this in Devizes, and pathways have been built for people to actually just walk through and enjoy the country. We're going to may come back there another day, possibly with Angelica, but for the moment.
So the point here is that this is just a local park, country park, looked after by the local council, and it's basically a fenced off area, maintained woods, as you saw from the woodsman's shed, and you can go for a walk and you can go to the accommodation that we saw earlier. it's just, to me, it's an everyday film. Yeah. But it's now on YouTube and it'll be passed down. If people type in Drew's Pond Woods devisers, they will find the video. Okay. And they can see how it's changed over time. And that's why it's important that we actually, if we can, if we're able to, if you've got a mobile phone, you've got the ability to do it. If you've got a home gimbal, you've got the ability to do it steadily and have a semi-professional video turnout. If you've got the lapel microphone on, people will hear you. Okay, and that's why I enjoy going out on country walks with Angelica and making a record of it. Only 15-20 minutes. I don't record the whole visit. I do basically, what we do is we walk around the property. Right, how I do it is this: the day before, I decide where we're going to go with Angelica. We agree on the place we're going to go to. Then I come to Google search and I look the places up if I don't know of them, and I find out salient facts. Okay. So if we were going to Stonehenge, I would find out salient facts about Stonehenge. If we're going to Avebury, I would find out facts about Avebury. Okay. This is the day before. Okay. And you absorb those facts. And then the morning that you go out, you look at the web pages again and you refresh your memory. And that means that when you go out and you go and do the recording, you can give a running commentary. Okay. And that's what makes the video personal. This is not just pictures. This is pictures with your words. Yeah. Now we're all going to find our own way of doing it, but that's my way of actually doing the videos. Right. I want to thank you for watching this live broadcast on Amazon Live today. If you have enjoyed it, then all you need to do, and thank you to the people who are actually following me. You're superstars, and I do appreciate it. All that will happen if you follow me is that you get notified when I next go live, and you can join in, and all absolutely brilliant. I love networking. I've met hundreds of people around the world through live broadcasting. I've been doing this 6 years now, over 2,000 broadcasts. I simply enjoy doing it. I enjoy passing on information and help. I enjoy listening to the advice that you have to give. If you're watching live now and you can do me a favor. You can do me one favor right now. Okay. I am learning about country parks in the USA. I know the famous ones. Okay. I've seen them. Well, I've seen them virtually. But if you've got a favorite country park, if you could just jot its name down in the comments on the Amazon Live or on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on Twitter, that would help me a great deal, because my Tuesday broadcast is all about castles and country parks, about the UK and the USA. And it's a win-win situation. I learn about your national parks, you learn about English history as well. So if you could make a comment, please do. Anyway, that said, it's been my pleasure to actually broadcast live today on Amazon Live. I'm tickled pink that I can actually do this. I enjoy it. I'll be back later in the week, but for now, I'd like to say from Wiltshire in England, goodbye for now. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.